Hi, English 116. So for this week, really just focus on the story proposal if you haven't completed that, and then start writing your story once you've gotten my feedback on the story proposal. Today, or on Tuesday in class, what we talked about was obstacle. That when we're talking about the narrative arc, right? That when we get from disruption to climax, there are usually obstacles in the way, right? What happens here? What's preventing the protagonist from achieving their goal? What's preventing us from finding out the answer to our rising question? And so in like the example of Cinderella, she doesn't have permission to go to the ball from her stepmother and her stepsisters. She doesn't have anything to wear. What she does have to wear turns back into rags at midnight. The stepsister and the stepsisters are trying to get the shoes on. So these are sort of the events that often fill the story from that beginning to the end. And so, sorry, not from beginning to end, from disruption to climax. So those are things to think about when you're putting together your story, and that's what we talked about in class. And then we spent some time with individual students kind of brainstorming together, because a workshop is really about all of us helping each other write the stories that we're trying to write. And if we're not trying to write stories yet, and we're only doing it because we took the class and it said we had to, then helping each other kind of come up with ideas and figure out what a story we might want to write would be. Okay, I'm going to ask you to come up with some questions for the two writers who will be visiting campus. They'll be virtual. As much as I think that live readings are very important and matter a lot, and I've worked really hard to create a reading series at BMCC. This semester, they have to come in by Zoom. So for the Q&A, I want those cues to come from students, and you are the students. So I'm going to ask you to write a couple of questions for the Vanessa Hua, who is a fiction writer, novelist, and journalist, and Jeff Skeets, who is a poet. Okay. Work on those stories. We're going to start playwriting on Tuesday, and I'll see you on Tuesday.